We're going to begin with this, though. A massive fire in Nebraska is causing hazy conditions and air quality concerns for parts of northern Colorado. CSU's Cooperative Institute for Research in the Atmosphere posted this satellite video showing the strong wind and heat from that fire growing. The Scottsbluff Rural Fire Protection District says the fire in western Nebraska is burning about 330,000 acres, which is more than 515 square miles. That is a big swath of land. Thanks for joining us at 4, everyone. I'm Phil Lipoff.
I'm Jennifer Meckles. The winds bringing in that smoke will pick back up again tomorrow. And here in Colorado, Xcel's warning of potential planned power shutoffs. Those possible shutoffs would start around 2 o'clock, impacting about 43,000 customers across Boulder and Jefferson counties. There has not been an official decision yet. This is just a hey, heads up, but Xcel is worried that a line could come down and start a fire. So they're telling you, go ahead now and prepare for a possible outage, especially if you have medical equipment that needs electricity. Today, there are still more than 3,500 outages left over from yesterday's weather, specifically in Evergreen and Boulder.
Chris, this is some serious weather. The weather conditions that we're seeing in northern Colorado right now with, you okay? Yeah. With the smoke blowing in. And then what we're dealing with this week, we're talking about everything from super hot temperatures, record breaking, to snow.
Yeah, we got a little bit of everything exactly right here, Phil. And we're seeing that wind right now. Now, to be fair, it is not nearly as bad as it was this time yesterday, but you can notice this camera here in Akron. By the way, might notice a little bit of that kind of film of smoke off in the distance there. That is from the smoke from the Morrill fire, which, again, 330,000 acres burnt by that. That is almost double the size of Colorado's largest wildfire on record, which, of course, is the Cameron Peak fire back in 2020. The fire that's burning up in Nebraska producing this smoke, almost double the size of that one at last check, 0% containment on that. Mid to upper 60s right now around the Denver area. Still seeing a little bit of wind, but again, not as bad as it was yesterday. Temperatures, these are downsloping Chinook winds. The results, we're in the 60s and 70s Eastern Plains. It is a mild, warm day in the high country as well. My colleague Mark Salinger doing some skiing up at Keystone right now. He says it's nice and warm up there. It's a total bluebird day in the high country. Might I advise, if you're a skier or a snowboarder, that you get that skiing and snowboarding done this weekend, because there's not going to be much left, not much snow left after our big warm-up next week. 50, 60, and occasionally 65 plus mile-an-hour gusts for us in the foothills, but along the I-25 corridor, still a little bit gusty right now. Those winds, though, pick up tomorrow, and then they'll stick around for Sunday. It is a long-lived wind event. I'll tell you about all that active weather, the big cool down, including some snow possible in Denver for Sunday morning, and then those record warm temperatures late next week. Lots going on in the weather department. I'll tell you in full detail all about it in just a few minutes.
Chris, thank you. Colorado State University is still closed today after wind there blew over large trees on campus. The college asked people just stay away, especially from the east side.
9 News Northern Colorado reporter Amanda Gilbert spoke to faculty about just how wild the last 24 hours have been.
The CSU looks a lot different today. I've seen crews out doing damage assessments and cleanup all day. There's also this smoke haze that you can see and smell across Larimer County.
After some trees were uprooted in Thursday's wind, crews focused on heavily hit areas like Oval Drive. The university's still figuring out how much the damage costs and whether campus will reopen Monday. I spoke to an admissions counselor who was outside when the wind picked up.
12:23, that's when the first tree fell in the Oval. Not even 15 minutes later, then the next set of trees fell down.
Oh my God!
A student captured video of one of the trees falling Thursday. Luckily, no major injuries have been reported.
Driving around campus today, I noticed other signs of how windy it's been. There's a lot of bike racks that look like this one. There's also a lot of debris on the ground that's getting cleaned up. And this is the case not just at CSU, but also across a lot of Larimer County. In Fort Collins, Amanda Gilbert, 9 News.
Amanda, thank you. And before the hot weather next week, Denver is preparing for some snow on Sunday. As Chris just told you, we're kind of like a kitchen sink style week. They are opening cold weather shelters, so this is important for everybody to know, from Sunday at 1 p.m. to Monday at 11 a.m. They say these shelter sites are pet friendly and provide food, shower, and blankets. You can find a list of these shelter locations on 9news.com. This is a story we've been following for you for quite some time. It has become an infamous intersection, the place where both a husband and a wife died in separate crashes. And he fought for more safety improvements after his wife passed.
And now we have found a 2024 state study showing there was more than enough traffic to warrant a stoplight at East Bellevue and Franklin. Even so, still not clear whether lights will end up going up on this 4-lane road. Kevin Vaughn from 9 News Investigates has been following this story. Kevin, even with these results of the traffic study, this issue is not decided yet. It's still in the air.
Yeah, Jenny and Phil, this intersection straddles Cherry Hills Village and Greenwood Village. And Cherry Hills Village's City Council has decided this week to conduct another traffic study at the intersection before deciding whether lights are warranted. On May 30th, 2024, Andy Goldberg went out for a jog and never came home. A car hit and killed her at the intersection of East Bellevue, a 4-lane state highway, and South Franklin, a quiet road leading into her neighborhood. After her death, her husband, Jerry Goldberg, launched a petition drive aimed at having traffic signals erected.
It's gotten to the point where we've kind of are putting up with the problem, but we know it's there. And this brought to a head the fact that we really need to confront this and get a traffic light there.
Last week, he died in a crash at the same intersection, now the scene of a memorial. According to the Greenwood Village and Cherry Hills Village Police Departments and South Metro Fire Rescue, since January 1st, 2024, 16 traffic crashes have been reported at that intersection. In addition to the 2 that took the lives of Andy and Jerry Goldberg, at least 3 others hurt people. But it's traffic volume that plays the biggest part in deciding whether traffic lights are warranted. They can be justified by the number of vehicles as measured over a peak hour, or over 4 hours, or over 8 hours. Documents detailing a September 2024 traffic study obtained by 9 News Investigates from the Colorado Department of Transportation showed that traffic volume over 4 hours justified the addition of a light. In one 3-hour span, according to the records, nearly 8,000 cars passed on Bellevue. That's 44 vehicles a minute. Cherry Hills is embarking on this new traffic study, City Manager Chris Kramer told us, to make sure the conditions haven't changed in the 18 months since the last study was done. He also said the city wants to validate those previous findings. Live in the newsroom, Kevin Vaughn, 9 News.
18 months is not a very long time, Kevin. I can't imagine they're going to find a big difference between those 2 time periods, but I guess to validate.
Yeah, it's hard to know. I will say this, Bellevue is a very busy street. Almost all of the traffic in the study was on Bellevue, not coming from the 2 side streets. Those from those 2 side streets was like 100 to 200 cars a day.
Yeah, and I spent a lot of time down there when I first moved here. There's a lot of traffic, but I totally get that this isn't just an issue of both of these people lost their lives, which is horrific at this intersection, but there is a process. And we thank you for following it, Kevin.
The Adams County Sheriff's Office says there are still people falling for a scam that they were warning about as early as December last year. They say the scammers are targeting businesses and impersonating Adams County Community and Economic Development, and they're sending fraudulent invoices. These scammers reportedly request permit fees to be paid by wire transfer. The sheriff's reminding people not to send money and also be sure to verify directly with the county office before you were to send any money.
Colorado Parks and Wildlife is ending its efforts to track and kill an uncollared wolf in Rio Blanco County. In nearly 30 days, CPW looked for the wolf using drones, thermal imaging, but it just simply couldn't find it. CPW says they believe this is the same wolf they tried to find last August after it killed several sheep. Our partners at Denver Gazette report there were 32 incidents of wolf killing livestock in 2025.
Tomorrow is the Dark Horse Restaurant's 51st anniversary and its last day. They are now closing in Boulder after being a beloved hangout spot for decades in that city. And it's getting replaced with a mixed-use development, including student housing, restaurants, and businesses. The Dark Horse team said they are grateful for their loyal fans, and the owners there say they hope to find a new home for the Dark Horse. They said, stay tuned. We're just a little over 24 hours away from opening day for the Denver's newest professional sports team, Denver Summit FC. I say opening day, technically first game. They're not home yet.
First game, not home. Yeah, there's a ton of excitement here. The debut match kicks off at 4:30 p.m. in San Francisco. It's against Bay FC. The inaugural roster features 4 Colorado natives. The Summit begins the season with 3 record games before opening up the home game on Saturday, March 28th. At Empower Field, Mile High. A record crowd is expected to be on hand. The team announcing today they have surpassed 50,000 tickets sold.
Yes, they have. Good job, girls. The Professional Women's Hockey League is returning to Denver this weekend, part of the league's takeover tour, which is designed to gauge interest in potential expansion franchises. Sunday's games at Ball Arena between the Minnesota Frost and the New York Sirens. It will feature 6 players who are part of Team USA's gold medal winning hockey team.